It is. Oh gosh, this is the minutes. I'm like, God.
Yeah, I would also send an email just to faculty senate ones. So we examine.
Howdy. One last time.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Welcome to the 11th meeting of the 42nd session of the Faculty Senate of Texas A&M University. If you're attending the meeting virtually and need a reminder of the Zoom features used in our Senate meetings, the Zoom tip sheet can be found pinned to the top of our website current agenda page. Please make sure your microphone is muted if you are online. If you're on Zoom also and you want to ask a question, please raise your hands and use the raise hands function. We're going to ask you not to put things in the chat because everybody in the room cannot see it. So if you have a question or a point you would like to have raised, please make sure you raise your hands on Zoom and then we will make sure that you are identified. And we're using the registration function of Zoom as well as the sign-ins in the room to track your attendance. So most of our visitors today are viewing through the live stream, but we do have people in the room who can answer and address questions if needed. And then if you're in the room, please raise your hand to offer a motion or to be go to the microphones when you want to be recognized to speak, state your name and the college. And that's true for people online, state name and college also. And then we do have a reception after the meeting today. So everybody welcome to come. We've got some administrators who are coming to join us as well. And hopefully everybody got their grades in. So if not, get your grades in. A question for the people in the room, not for the people online, because you have a means, because of the way we're doing our elections through Qualtrics, does everybody have a mean to vote via Qualtrics today for the election? If not, we can supply you with a paper ballot if necessary. We have a room for our elections committee to go to. And so for the people online, you'll be able to vote through a Qualtrics. So she's going to deploy by email to you to let you have that opportunity to vote. And then we'll have Claire Katz has graciously loaned us, she just popped her head up, just loaned us her conference room for the elections committee to be able to go and determine the results of the elections. All right, so we do not have a guest speaker today, so we will move on to the approval of the minutes. Are there any corrections to the April 14th, 2025 meeting minutes found in attachment A? No hands raised online. Hearing none, then I declare the minutes approved as distributed. I was supposed to do that, remember? Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. Are there any questions or concerns on the May 12th consent agenda items? Remember, if you have a concern, you would ask to have that motion removed from the consent agenda, and then it would come up immediately under unfinished business for discussion. All right, hearing no questions or concerns, I declare the May 12th consent agenda approved as presented. I'm gonna whack this gavel as much as I can today. All right, moving on, passing our unfinished business. Go to committee reports. Does anybody have any questions or concerns with the core curriculum committee report, annual report found in attachment C? Okay, hearing none, I declare the core curriculum committee report approved as submitted. Channeling my inner John Fike here. Does anybody have any other questions or concerns that they've heard from faculty or wish to have raised about code of conduct, whether in the content or the principle of it or anything else? I can tell you that I've heard feedback from faculty around campus that they are much in favor of having a code of conduct, that there are faculty members, there's opportunities for improvement, but also for protection for faculty in the things that they can say in their academic freedom that a code of conduct helps provide to them. And so I hope that the senators will continue to look at this and that possibly we can move on this relatively soon. If you do, please, again, ask your constituents, make sure that you are bringing up those issues with them. If there's things that they'd like to have included in a code of conduct or things that they don't want to have in a code of conduct, Dale Rice has been our contact with that committee to be able to provide feedback to them. Yes.
Adam Haney, College of Marine Sciences, Maritime Studies. Speaker Price, are we going to hear from Senator Rice about the concerns that have been submitted?
I believe so, yes. He was still collecting some information from some people. And then I believe that Speaker Klein was going to have him come back at a future meeting, again, to make sure we're getting everybody's input and dialogue.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Dale has unmuted.
Oh, it's okay. I was just going to say I have continued to receive feedback, some of it with suggestions for some changes, some of it very positive for it in the current form that it's in. And I will be working with the committee on that, as well as talking to Adam and several others, because we have looked at the concerns he's raised, and I'll be in touch with him soon.
Why doesn't AAUP protect us from code of conduct from needing one? AAUP is an independent organization. It is not a university organization, though many of our faculty may be members. And so AAUP, though, is one group because the faculty members who are from AAUP, especially our campus representatives, we've asked them questions about the code of conduct, and I believe that they were, as faculty members, providing their input to Dale as well. That was one of the questions that came up on the chat, sorry. Okay, other thoughts, things that you may think about that? Okay. So the next part is we seem to be missing stuff up here. Okay, so we have elections that are coming up. I hope you take the opportunity to read the different bios from our candidates. Currently, we only have one candidate for speaker-elect. We have multiple candidates for secretary and then candidates for EC. Remember that including the officers and the EC members, there can be no more than 2 from any particular college. So we'll deal with that when the situation comes. So now it looks like it's time for me. I talked a lot about my State of the Faculty Senate address. and the fact that I didn't actually really do a good job in writing a speech. So I wanted to share with you my thoughts on the challenges and the fun of being speaker. And first of all, I want to thank all of you, those of you online, those of you in person. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. Everyone I've reached out to ask questions of, to get information from your college, to work with your deans, everyone has stepped up and then some. You are acutely aware of the scrutiny that's placed on faculty senates, and I still firmly believe that our faculty senate is a model for the state of Texas in how we're organized, the service that we provide to the university, and the importance that we have for our students as well. And I want to talk a little bit about our students, and I've said this a couple of times, but I think it's important that everybody hear this. Our students are brilliant. Now, I don't get to work with those high students all the time. Sometimes I get to deal with the ones that are real problem children, but the vast majority of our students, even those ones that have issues, are still amazing and brilliant. And they are adults. They are adults with agency. And for some reason, seems nationally, this seems to be happening, and I don't understand the kids who graduated with them from high school, who chose fantastic careers like going into the military or going into industry or choosing a different path in the university. Those people seem to get recognized to be adults with agency who can make choices and understand what they want to learn and make choices about that. But once you go to a university, for some reason, you are now a kid. You're not necessarily respected. You're not believed to have agency about to decide what you want to learn and whether you can have critical thinking skills and exhibit those. For some reason, I see a trend to infantilize those students instead of treating them like the adults they are. Now, they may not have had as much experience as we, but they're still adults. And I hope that we remember that and we expect that of them as well and remind the students of that as well. But I think it's important that we do recognize that. I think we all do. But I hope that others outside respect that as well and recognize that. I need to thank my family who've put up with an awful lot for me, including having to listen to me vent all the way home, all the time. I know my husband has just completely tuned this out, but he listens as and he's been very gracious about that. I know he's looking forward to not hearing all these stories anymore. I added 2 grandchildren in the term of being speaker, one during a faculty senate meeting, which was pretty awesome. So now I have 3 wonderful grandchildren that I get to spend more time with, Jack, AC, and Philip, and I have mad fun with them. And I hope that someday that they can look back at what I did and be proud. I hope that the things that I've done and the things that you all are doing are going to make this a place where they will want to come to school in 2044, 2046, 2047. That's their class years. I'm pulling for that. And when we did our Vision 2040 with the co-chairs of this committee and the people who are on those committees, when asking people, why would you be on Vision 2040? Why would you do this? And so many people said because they want to make the university a place where their families could go. And I think that speaks so highly of our faculty and our staff that we love this place beyond just a place of employment. This is who we are. We are faculty and staff of this great university of the state of Texas. And we're proud of what we do. And we want to do nothing but make it even better for our students. So our families will go to work here, they'll go to school here and work here someday. And I think that speaks very highly of the community that we have here, of the things that we have achieved as faculty. And all the improvements in the university that have happened over the last 42 years have been in partnership with the university, and in large part because we as faculty have taken on the responsibility to make those improvements, to improve the rigor of the university, to make this a place where we have so many more people applying than can possibly come in. We are in demand, and that's not common across the United States any longer for many institutions. So we still have the luxury of being in demand because we have created a great product that our students want and other people want as well. And I can't think of a higher compliment to what we do to have that demand still exist. So We have to continue with this. We have to keep going. We cannot let up. We still have this responsibility no matter what external forces say, no matter what they decide about what is appropriate for our university. We know what's appropriate for here. And it's a responsibility, and we have to step up to that even more than we're doing now. It's not going to get any easier, folks. It's just going to get more challenging. So I hope that you all will join me in continuing that work, no matter what, again, external forces say, that we still take the best interest of our university, of our students at heart, and do the things that we know are right. And that's about it. So we've done a lot this year. We've struggled with incredible outside forces. We've lost some things. I was able to talk to the president about these certificates of minors and got agreement that that was not a good process and that we are going to change that in the future. He agreed with me. He thought the same thing. And yet we still lost a number of things. We hope that we can build a good relationship with our new chancellor. Our former or current chancellor has been a very strong advocate for our faculty and for our faculty senate. And he often says to other people, well, the faculty senate is doing this and it's a good thing. He's been a champion for us, and I greatly appreciate that. With the regents, with external forces, he has been a champion for us. And I believe that our future chancellor is going to do the same. He has had a good connection with the executive committee already. He seems to be looking at what we do and willing to engage and talk. And I believe that we will have a good future ahead of us in that respect. So there's lots of things we can do. There's a lot of things we have done this year, and there's still more work to do. So thank you very much. It's me it now.
So, and okay. So, Angie, for your third time, here's the third gavel to add to the collection. We thank you for your service in what was a surprisingly interesting chairman or speakership. And just to let everyone know, when we stopped meeting in person, we kind of got out of giving some of the awards we usually have given in recognition for both former speakers as well as for our senators. So this summer, we're going to have some additional recognition ceremonies. So please make sure you come during our summer meetings because we'll recognize a number of people.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
congratulations, speaker.
Okay, so I guess the first thing I'm going to do is hopefully have a smooth, nothing is smooth right in the elections of the Senate. So we're going to do the officer and the executive committee elections. Kelly, have you sent out the email to the senators? So look in your email and hopefully you will be receiving a link to a Qualtrics survey. And as for those of you, I guess this is, well, go ahead. Arian, we have a question. If we only have one person running for a position, do we need to have an election? Dale?
Actually, we could elect the single person who's running by acclamation.
So any objections to electing James F. Howe as Speaker-elect of the Faculty Senate?
I don't at all, but you can also do write-ins, but I support that. Yeah, you can also do write-ins.
Any other comments? I'm just checking the email here, or I guess, go ahead. Hearing none, our new speaker-elect is James Howell. Congratulations. Come and please take the seat and I can hand you the my computer. Okay. So has the email gone out yet? Okay, so those of you who have not participated in an election in person here, please feel free to talk amongst yourselves. These things are not necessarily the quickest of activities, so use it for good social time. We have a number of people who in the peanut gallery, as they call themselves back there, who would be very happy to talk to their faculty. And those online, the ballot has not gone out yet. We're working on that. Yeah, so one announcement as we're going through the elections. So per our bylaws, we only allow 2 individuals on the leadership from a particular college. And since I am speaker and James is speaker-elect, that means we're going to have to remove David's name from both secretary and the EC because all the art science slots are filled. So David, thank you for your service on the leadership. It was wonderful. And please be patient, everyone. We're still working on the email right now. I think we're adjusting the Qualtrics survey as we speak.
All right.
Okay, the email apparently has been sent. David, can you put that in the chat?
We should have.
Okay. Okay, folks, hold on for a second. Before you vote, we will, okay, well, what we're going to do is Everyone who is running for for a position will have 2 minutes, whether it be in person or online, to make their case, as Senator Laporte has said. And you will be timed by our secretary. And we'll start with the candidates for secretary. Is Reza here online? Do you see that, anybody? Robert Carpenter, do you have a question?
Yes, sir. There are a significant number of us, myself included, who, as you would see in the chat, although I know it's not popping up, that have not received the ballot whatsoever. Thank you.
The ballot has just showed up to at least the people in the room, but please hold off until everybody gets a chance to talk, if they wish. So is Senator Sadar here?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Reza Sadr. I'm actually in Qatar campus. I spent a few years in the main campus, and I used to work in Georgia Tech. I just know with the situation in Qatar, we're closing down and all, but I feel that I could contribute with my several, multidimensional and my international actually experience. So I know I'm a beginner kind of, but hey, I thought I try to see if I could contribute. So I would love to help if I could. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is Senator Adair here? Come up to the podium.
Howdy. Nothing like off the cuff. Class of 90, I'm a university librarian. I do primarily focused on teaching and learning, and I serve primarily College of Ag and AgriLife, just for context. I joined A&M in 23. Prior to that, I was faculty, tenure track faculty at Sam Houston State for 5 years. I've been on Senate for a year. I finished somebody else's term. I'd like to continue working in a different capacity. I also am on Academic Affairs Committee with Dave and a few others in the room. And I have no idea where we are in time. And this is totally off the cuff. The rest is in the agenda. So thanks.
Thank you, Senator Adair. Senator Holliday, are you here? Oh, I did not see you.
I came in late. A little bit off the cuff as well, but we have to start with howdy, right? Yeah. So I came here in 2000 for 2 years, right? And here I still am. I've been on Faculty Senate, as you can see. I think I put 10 plus years because I didn't really want to look at how long it actually has been. But all of the leaders before me, including Speaker Price, have fought the good fight for us, and I want to help to continue that in moving forward. I have a lot in here that I wish you would read. Otherwise, I might get emotional of everything I've done. With speaking about the 2040, I am co-chairing the academic committee. And like Angie, my granddaughter is 3 years old. And when I realized that that's in 15 years, guess what? She'll be 18. I am helping to create academics for my granddaughter, right? And nothing makes it more real than that. And so I do want to continue what we're doing here. We do good things. I've been on the Core Curriculum Council for more years than I wish to admit, and helped with the cultural discourse. I was on that committee that established it. So we have great other candidates. Please look at their things as well. But I am willing to serve and to continue our good fight.
Thank you, Senator Holliday. I believe, unless I'm incorrect, that is all the candidates we have for secretary. So we'll now move to the candidates. Are we going to vote this or not? Okay, so please, okay, so please go ahead and vote for secretary. And then we will, once that is complete, we'll announce the winner and we will move on to the executive committee.
This goes to you. That's all right. Help me from home.
Try to, but if you break that, I think they're not something interesting. Yeah, no, I guess. Make sure the ballots are set up so they can leave at one time. Yeah. Yes, well.
Well, people that will. You don't want to. I don't know. Because
Maybe transfers out of the same. Must have been in those sections. Yeah, and so he never pushed back, but. So I'm good. But they will call down. I'll send it to you. Yes.
If you're in the elections committee or on the Zoom, please look for the link that Kelly sent you and join that meeting.
Oh. Yeah.
So Angie, am I supposed to be somewhere else?
I just like.
Okay, howdy, folks. So the white smoke has come up from the other room, and we will have an announcement for secretary.
The Elections Committee has certified that Shelley Holiday is our new secretary. So her name will be removed, or they can do the 2-minute thing.
So congratulations, Shelley. And because Shelley's name appears on the EC list as well, just to let you know that she will not be a candidate for the executive committee. So just as we did before, everyone who is running for the EC will have 2 minutes to make their pitch. And we will start with Senator Adair again, if she would like to come up.
Howdy again. It was nerve-wracking when a colleague said, "Oh, I'm watching online." I was like, "Oh, that's right." Howdy to everybody out there too. So of course, my bio is in the agenda. I'll make a pitch here. I would love to keep working in a larger capacity on EC for Faculty Senate. I am returning to a Senate seat, so I've been reelected to Senate. So that's step one. And I would like to further the mission of what we do in shared governance across the campus and the system. I think we do important work. I feel passionate about it as a librarian, as a former faculty member, and as a parent of Aggies as well who have graduated and moved on. So thank you very much.
Next up is Senator Budlimick.
Howdy. Hi, I am Zoran Budimlic. I am Associate Instructional Professor in Computer Science and the Director of the program in Computer Science program in Galveston. And I've come to A&M 3 years ago after spending 28 years at Rice University, and I cannot express how different the two institutions are, but also how impressed I am with all the good work that you people have been doing here. And I would like to help in any way possible, especially in these trying times and all the pressures, political, financial. I think the faculty shared governance is of crucial importance, and that I could hopefully help us continue doing the good work. I believe I come from a unique position because being located in Galveston, I kind of represent the Galveston campus, but I'm also part of the College of Engineering. So I represent the College of Engineering as well. And I'm an APT faculty, which all of the computer science faculty in Galveston are. So I also have the APT faculty perspective, and hopefully I can add that perspective to the executive committee. Thank you for consideration. I'm honored to be even considered for this position amongst my esteemed colleagues.
Thank you. Is Senator Burge online?
I am online.
Please go ahead.
Thank you, Speaker Klein. It's been my privilege now to be in the back end of my second term as a faculty senator, and I've gotten to serve the last 3 years on the executive committee. They've turned out to be very eventful years. I think everyone would agree. And one thing I've learned is that it helps for us to have a legal adjacent understanding of what's going on. There's so much happening in the legislature. There's so many regulations circling through. We don't quite know what is going to fully come out of the legislature, but I found that it helps to be able to speak back to that. I'm a passionate believer in shared governance, both within my school and and in the university as a whole. And I would love to continue serving in this role. And I hope I can earn your vote. And I say thank you so much. It is a privilege to be in this body that has done so much good work for so many years. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Burge. The next senator up is Senator Haney.
Thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure to actually, oh, up there, okay. This is what happens when you're on Zoom all the time, right? So it's a pleasure to join you. 2 years ago, when I first joined the EC, little did I know we would go through the events of 2 years ago with the change of presidential administrations, and got to see all of the backside responses to that. This year has been no less eventful with guidance of Angie through this process. This next year is going to be challenging as well, as the Senate is going to change, and we have to figure out how to respond and adapt to that. As a political scientist who has taught American and state and local government for 15 years now, I can add to that dimension of how to make sure that not only we maintain as much representation as possible, but also how we can move forward in a constructive way. As you all know, I'm a passionate believer in creating one campus. And so combining both Galveston and College Station are going to be an objective in this next year. And I hope that we can continue to get on the same page and grow stronger together. Thank you. And I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Our next candidate is Senator Jimenez. Daniel, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Yeah, hi, I'm Daniel Jimenez. I'm a professor in computer science and engineering. I'm on faculty development leave this year, so I've been a little quiet lately, but I'll be back for the new school year. I've been on the Senate for a long time, like more than 10 years, I think. And on and off the CPI, currently on. I've been trusted with various leadership positions in academia and in my professional societies. Many of you know me. I'm from Texas. I love Texas. I love this university, and I want to help it to be the best that it can be. We're going through some weird times, and I'd like to help however I can by joining the EC. Over the years, I've developed a good interface when talking to administrators. In the words of Patrick Swayze, I try to be nice until it's time not to be nice. I think I have a good sense for how to pick our battles. We're not going to win them all, but we have a good chance to make things better if we're smart about it. I like to listen. I've heard some really good ideas from a lot of senators in my time in the Senate. I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next senator up is Senator Cassano, who I call Fadi because I can't pronounce his last name correctly.
Thank you, Andrew. Howdy from Kingsville, everybody. Fadi Cassano. I've been with the College of Pharmacy for a little over 5 years now. But I've been a member of Faculty Senate since actually 2010. This is my third institution I've been serving on the Faculty Senate at. As you can see, I think that's an indication of how passionate I am about shared governance. I've also even had the privilege of being elected as chair of the Academic Senate and even secretary at UT El Paso. With your support, last year, I was elected to serve on the executive committee, and I learned a lot from everybody, and I really did my best to be a voice of reason and advocate for faculty. I think we all know we're going to be facing some challenging times with this uncertainty that's going to face higher education and faculty senates in specific. And I believe my expertise and that I've gained throughout the 15 years I've been the faculty senate have really prepared me well for this, and working with, I think, an outstanding team. When I look at the bios of all the candidates, I think we're going to be fortunate to have a really strong team. I've navigated difficult times when I was in California. We were facing challenges with our regional accrediting body, and there was a presidential transition at UT El Paso that I was part of. So I ask for your vote and support, and thank you.
Our next senator up is Senator Pugh.
And my apologies, I am driving. If I'm not looking at the screen, I would say our son graduated this weekend with a master's in accounting, and we were moving him to Nashville. I'm a proud parent of two Aggies, class of 23 and 24. At the university since 2015. I arrived here from the University of Arkansas, where I was vice provost of student affairs and a professor, or associate professor of higher education. Came here as a professor of the practice and the vice president of student affairs, and returned to the faculty in 2021. I won't go into details about that. Happy to share with others if you'd like to hear more. But we went for faculty senate 2 years ago and the executive committee last year. And I learned a tremendous amount last year being on the executive committee. My areas of specialization include higher education law, administration, business and finance of higher education. Teach all those courses, policy. Boy, I can to the executive committee, our representation to the direction of the university by serving again on the executive committee. And again, my apologies for the driving, but it's a real privilege to represent you all in the College of Education as a senator, and I'd like to continue to do so as an executive committee member. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Pugh, and please drive safely. Senator Sauter.
Well, hello again. I guess I'd like to a little bit describe my past experience based on basically, I guess I was very brief initially. I came from Utah. Basically, I did my degree in Utah. Wasn't born, but I did most of my adult life in Salt Lake City. Then I went to Georgia Tech, spent 6 years there. And then I've been with A&M since 2008. Mostly in Qatar campus, 3 years in College Station. College of Engineering, Mechanical Engineering, had a lot of great research, even though did not have proper access to some of the resources. So the background is slightly different than some of the great colleagues who talked. I really appreciate them. I think everybody's wonderful. My major, I believe, contribution could be, aside from shared governance and representing a portion of faculty who have not been maybe excited or involved that much in Senate. I think Senate is great. I think shared governance is the key to our progress. But I think my major contribution could be to bringing a fresh blood, a new perspective to the Senate. And I think that would be my greatest contribution that I hope I could deliver. In the meantime, I really enjoyed listening to the colleagues who who talked, candidates, they're all great. And I'm very happy to be just among them and compete with them. And I wish you all a very successful election, I guess. And thank you very much. And I hope you vote for me. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for staying up so late to meet with us. Senator Cecilio is next.
Well, howdy, everyone. I'm Mark Cecilio. I grew up in College Station. There must be some Georgia Tech connection. Papa came here in 61 in August. It was pretty parched out there. And we've been here ever since. All of the children went to A&M, many of the grandchildren. And it's been my privilege to serve on the faculty senate since no one else would run in the College of Medicine. So former Speaker Sam Black said, would I? And of course I did, long, long ago. Shared governance is very important. I'm looking at my friends and colleagues from the College of Medicine, and it was the faculty senate that made a major difference in the trajectory of our wonderful college, and we're proud to be back with the university. I believe in honesty, fair play, consensus building, integrity, and humble servant leadership. I think we need to be forceful and transparent and collegial as much as we can be. But we owe it to the students, former students, faculty, staff of this great institution to speak truth and to stand firm. So I thank you for the opportunity to run for the EC. I'm looking at Clint McGill, who taught me chemistry, biochemistry at Texas A&M long ago, and genetics. Well, yeah, but you taught me too. Yeah, and Jane. Yeah, and Jane. So that they were the dynamic duo. So giving back is so very important, and I thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Senator Cecilio. Our last candidate is Senator Yoder. Paula, are
Thank
you
you so
here?
much. Yes, I am. Thank you so much, Speaker Klein. My name is Dr. Paula Yoder. I'm a clinical assistant professor, Jerry and Jay Cox Fellow. I'm program director of the Human Resources Program for College Education. I'm located at the border. We have a campus in McAllen, so we are less than 3 minutes from the Mexico border. And we started the program down here 3.5 years ago, and we have close to 40 students now. I'm very excited about the program down here. It's been a culturally wonderful experience, and we continue to grow the program. We had our first business career fairs this year, and we have now elected 9 student officers with the Society for Human Resource Management, and they have their own Texas A&M recognized SHRM chapter. We have a very diverse population on our campus, as is shown in the Valley pictures that you see on TV and social media. We also are a very diverse campus down here. We have faculty members from Qatar, from India, from Pakistan, from all over the world. And so I just wanted to represent those faculty members and students. And if I have the opportunity, I'm also a servant leader and I'm considered an encourager. So I just want us to remember that we have students and faculty from all over the world that bring out the best in Texas A&M. I'm an Aggie 3 times over, and my daughters are all Aggies. I'm very committed to the university, and I want to see us make a greater impact in the world. And the next 4 years are going to be extremely challenging. So I want to be a part of that to make sure that it's equitable and that we consider everyone. So thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm honored to even have this opportunity to speak to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator Yoder, and for everyone else who put their name forward. So a ballot will be going out. Okay, we're checking to see if a ballot will go out.
It's going now.
Okay, check your email.
It says, so 9.
There can be, you can vote for up to 9.
So please select 9. It should say that in instructions on the ballot, but please select 9.
So Clint, that means you can write 9 on your piece of paper. And so one of the things the people at Art Sci were saying is we did talk about apportionment in the EC, and it was decided that this should be the way it was. That could be looked at again if people have concerns. Who has their hand up? Adam, do you have a question?
Yeah, has the email been sent out? Because I haven't received it yet.
It just showed up for people in the room. Maybe Linux is slow. I'm teasing.
Needling.
What?
Needling.
Election committee members, once you've voted, would you please join us in the other room or on that other Zoom, please?
Okay, howdy, everyone. So the election committee has met and former Speaker Price will present the election results.
Okay. Elected to the executive committee, I'm going to go in alphabetical order from the agenda. We have Heather Adair, Zoran Udlimich, Mark Burge, Adam Haney, Daniel Jimenez, Fadi Kasane, Daniel Pugh, Mark Cecilio, Paula Yoder. Thank you all very much. And Speaker Klein will tell you when your next DC meeting is.
Thank you, former Speaker Price. So the next EC meeting will be next Monday, though I think I may have to attend virtually. Or not have it. We will make a decision. But yes, we will be switching the ECs in the next few days. Tomorrow. So I thank the former executive committee for your service. I thank everyone who ran for running, and I look forward to working with the incoming executive committee. So I believe returning to our meeting, I actually have informational item code of conduct on here, but I think we've already discussed that. But again, please get any comments to Senator Rice, because I think it will be very important that we wrap this up this summer. I think so that will be one of the goals. So with that, I will ask Speaker-elect Howell to move us into Committee of the Whole.
Thank you, Speaker Klein. Does anyone have any discussion for the Committee of the Whole? Senator Campbell, please.
Yes, this is John Campbell from College of Education, and I've had a couple of colleagues ask for clarification on the last week of the regular semester in the fall, where it says no regular course examinations except for laboratory and 1-hour courses. So does that mean that any course that has a laboratory component could have an exam during it, is what I've been asked?
And I think we have an answer.
So the Rules and Regulations Committee met today to clarify that rule because there was some confusion about when exams could be given. So that will be showing up on our June agenda for the Faculty Senate, and then that will affect the way it's scheduled. The way that works, and I will defer to Tim Scott if necessary, but if you only have a lab, like if your section is only a lab, then your lab final could be that week, but your exam for your class your final can't be that week, or exams can't be, but that week time that's in the fall is going to be changed anyway. So assuming it passes through the Senate, that last week of classes that shows up on the calendar right now is going to go away, and it'll only be the first 2 days of the week with the finals in it where you can't do those exams. So watch what happens in June, because that will change what's on the calendar right now if it passes through the Senate. So that is a non-answer answer for you.
Thank you, former Speaker Price, for that explanation. Senator Craps.
Hi. I'll start off with the most pressing matter. Some of my colleagues have been going through the GA48 procedure that's in Workday now, where they give notification that they will be traveling to a country that's listed as a foreign adversary, as required by GA48. And the first one to go through it was surprised by this statement that they had to agree to. Pursuant to Executive Order GA-48, I certify that I will not participate in any university agency activity, access university agency software platforms or networks, nor travel with any university agency related data, equipment, or property. My department head put out a request for more information about that. I put a request to Dale, since I knew that Dale was on the committee dealing with GA-48. And as far as I've heard back, the answer is that basically you cannot access email or any university or system related system while you're traveling in a foreign adversary. For some of my colleagues who were plans to spend months in their home country with their family, that's really hard, right? You can't access your email, your institutional email for say 3 months. You can't use Zoom. You can't do anything with approving timesheets. You can't, all sorts of things, right? So you can't access, if you've got research data that, you just work on research in your spare time, well, you're now going to have to figure out, what's the research that's actually your hobby or as opposed to your research that's your job. There's a lot of difficulties here, right? With being unable to access anything electronic associated with the university while you are traveling to a foreign adversary, if that is your home country where you may often spend more than a month at a time over the summer when we are not on salary. In my colleague's case, it means that they're going to have to designate proxies who can do things like approve the timesheets for their students and also be the contact in case something happens in their lab while they're gone, because they will be unable to even know about that anything is really going on through official channels until they leave the country that they are in. There are lots of faculty, obviously, who have family in China, but I also know there are faculty who have family in Russia and Iran and Venezuela. So it's a pretty big issue. I realize that obviously this is all really up to the governor, but the ramifications of this policy, I think, really do need to be talked about because it has a really significant toll on many of the faculty here at A&M. And so I wanted to talk about that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Senator Pabst. Is there anyone else who has any discussion items for the committee of the whole? There is one item that was brought up by a colleague of mine, and she wanted me to bring it up at this month's Faculty Senate meeting, and it relates to some of the new applications that our students can work with, specifically Google Notebook LM. My colleague was concerned that the ability of this application to summarize large amounts of information have severe implications for undergraduate education and graduate education, specifically the implications for background research and literature reviews, the fact that the software can synthesize a large amount of information and provide summaries of it. So limiting the amount of research that graduate students specifically, but also undergraduate students have to do for lit reviews and things of that nature. And she encouraged the university to look into creating a framework regarding the use, ethics, and training for these kinds of applications that are available for all of our students. And this was something that went from under review to available recently. Yes, Senator Pabst.
Yeah, I don't have anything related to that subject. I have something separate.
Senator Yoder.
So sorry it took me that long. That I had faculty that had similar concerns to what is being brought up. So I just wanted to know that.
Thank you, Senator Yoder. Are there any other comments related to that? And if not, Senator Pabst.
So one more issue, because I never run out of issues to talk about. A colleague asked me, so actually, I was there at the time. There was a master's student giving a defense over Zoom. And halfway through the Zoom session, which the master's student had set up, it said that he had to sign off, that his Zoom session had timed out at 30 minutes. We were surprised at that because we didn't remember students having a limit on their Zoom sessions previously. And then when I was looking at feedback forms from a class that I teach that is asynchronous and online, where students have to do group presentations together, some of the groups were complaining that when they were trying to record the presentation, one of the big things they were running into was that Zoom kept timing out on them while they were trying to record presentations. So I'm just curious if there was a change to the licensing that undergrads and graduate students get. If anyone knows.
Are there any administrators in the back who might have an answer to that question?
You looked so relaxed, I just had to ask.
Didn't know voting was still open, but okay. There are no limitations that I'm aware of.
Okay.
So if you've got individuals that have bumped into that, I would love to have them reach out and give us the information on time and day and when it was, so we can go into the records and look in the logs and try to figure it out.
Okay.
There shouldn't be. I sat in on Zoom meetings that seem to have a life of their own. So yeah, I would love to get the information from them. If they'll open up a ticket with us, we will research it and try to figure out what could have caused that.
I'll see. I do know the master's student was signed in with their Tamu account into Zoom, so that was really curious.
Okay.
So thank you.
Yeah, that would be the question I have. If you have that individual's email address specifically who did that, we'd like to know. It sounds like that behavior is somebody using their personal Zoom account. We have no limitations on timing for the use of Zoom. You can use it anytime. But we'd like to know specifically that case so we can find out if something else happened.
Yeah, okay.
So Rajesh Miranda, College of Medicine. So I've come across that issue before where students have a 30-minute time point, and so usually then one of the faculty will take over the meeting. But I hadn't thought about whether this was them signing in on their own emails or using Tamu. I had assumed it was a Tamu email, but that's something that we've also experienced.
That's it. I don't have anything more to say. I thank you for these answers. I will get more information to IT so we can investigate. Thank you.
Yes, Senator Price.
So Price College of Engineering, one of the challenges I've heard from faculty is the new Howdy and I'm not the only one. Lack of functionality. There is a click box for degree candidates, not the button we used to have. And now they have the student images, but they're teeny tiny little thumbnails instead of the page that popped up with the bigger ones that you can actually zoom in on. So it's much more challenging to see the students' pictures. There's a number of issues, and I'm really concerned. And so I would like to express concern about that. I'm sure that over time it'll get refined and improved, but I'm concerned about us getting to using it already when it's not quite ready for prime time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Senator Price. Speaker Klein.
Speaker Klein, College of Arts and Sciences. So because I do anything for free food, I have been your representative on the Dining Service Advisory Committee. And just a couple of things that you might want to think about. I don't know if faculty know that there's a mobile ordering app. So you could order from anything on the dining options on campus, and then you can go pick it up. So I know some of us are time limited. The other thing that should be coming in the fall is the potentially delivery, not only of to your office or at least to your building. And that might include, if you would like to, for the groups that have like 10 or so things for a lunch or something, that might be an option going forward. So I just wanted to make departments and faculty aware that that is coming.
All right. Thank you, Speaker Klein.
Howdy, Madhav Papu from the Mays Business School. Now, I'm not sure is this the forum to bring this up, but this is a concern of a colleague of mine. we are going through a pretty radical change in our curriculum. It's been a whole year's process, and I think it's been great. Been really great where things are being reconsidered and reshaped. Now, this specific colleague had a problem with, the course being made from 3 credit hours to 1.5 credit hours, because that's what they've done. What they've done is they've taken some courses that are what's called the core business knowledge, or the CBK, which every MACE business student needs to know. Some of them have been made in half in the sense that, hey, this is enough of the content that everybody should know. And if you want more of that, you can get it, in a course later on. And in the process, they've returned about 6 credit hours to the department to do what they want with it. But this colleague's course is really something that I think only she can teach. It's about law, and I don't think there are too many lawyers who want to spend time at A&M other than those who really have a passion for students and for teaching. I guess my question is, what does she do? Because I think she's approached folks out there with this concern. And, there's a curriculum committee within the university, within the business school. I have no clue what to tell her.
Is there anybody who could help with an answer on that?
Curriculum is the purview of your department head. You should speak with them.
They have the CBK committee. The CBK committee that's made up.
Oh, so if it's essential to all of them, then maybe that's an associate dean. But it's internal. The curriculum is handled as close to the students as possible.
Don't the rise to the university level, but eventually somebody out here approves it?
The Senate approves whatever happens. Yeah, so it's yeah.
Yes, Senator Miranda.
Miranda College of Medicine. This is another dining issue, but one that's a burning issue on our campus because there is very little dining options. Right now, for example, the Seoul cafeteria that's there is closed for the next 10 days. And several of the faculty have asked me to bring this up at the Senate, is that for a large campus that exists now on John Sharp Parkway, we have virtually nothing, and you don't have a place to bring visitors, for a coffee or anything like that. And the lunch menu is very minimal. And the only place is off campus at the Stella, which is extremely expensive. You can spend easily $100 there on virtually nothing. So I don't know who we bring this up to, but this has been a long-standing problem. And now that our college is getting to be larger and larger, and there's a school of nursing there and all this sort of thing, it's getting to be a worse problem.
All right. Thank you, Senator Miranda. Are there any other discussion items for the committee of the whole? All right. If not, I now return the meeting to Speaker Klein.
Thank you, Speaker-elect Howell. So I guess it is time for adjournment, but just a reminder, when we adjourn, we should be heading up to the 11th floor for a reception with ourselves and our administrative colleagues. Is there a motion to adjourn? So moved. All in favor, please rise.